Okay, well, don't know where to post it in the Craftsman Guild anymore, but that's what happens when you're out of the loop for a month. All right, so interesting. Why is there not? I have been out of the loop. Okay, well, who knows anymore? Is there not like a streamer panel now? How do screw it. Anyway, I should be able to hear you guys anyways, so feel free to heckle me. Coming back from a flood. It may or may not be following me now. Okay, cool. If you notice, no vise. I'm gonna clean it up, see if we can reuse the hardware, but the vise is gone, or that vise is gone. We had 66 inches of water. So right now what you get to experience is how to restore hand tools. Let me say one thing. Jesus, of course it doesn't do anything correctly. Hi, 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 thank you. So down here, plate of vinegar, bucket of vinegar. We've got some things pre-soaking, but I'm going to show you how to tear apart your hand planes and treat them up, especially if you do something like me and buy vintage hand planes and not new. That's the word, new. 1 second, I need a bucket of water. Sorry for the ASMR. And look at the beautiful, beautiful landscape that is the rest of my room. Come on. Feel free to chat, guys. I've got you where I should be able to hear you. If you got any questions, I don't know if Mecca will be here on time or not, or well, hell, I wasn't on time, so that's a pretty good indicator that he's not. Or he's just heckling me. Okay. Got our bucket of water. This used to be a cleaning station for everything that was in the house. A bucket of water. Okay. Well, Craftsman Studio, that tells me that something's not working correctly because I didn't hear you say anything. Okay. Let me make sure that it's, up, sound settings. Why are you not working correctly? Jesus, I love when things don't work. Oh, that's all right. This is my first stream back, Craftsman. We had a flood. What is going on? Why? Why is it not? Well, at least it realizes that the headphones are here. My question is, why are you not giving me noise? Okay, let's try that again. Say something. Type something, anything. Or okay, still not working. Yay! Oh. Well, aren't I a stinker? 1 second here. Try one more time, please. Huh? Well, at least the program's working, but there's no... Where's my test button? This is weird. Come on. Okay, we're going to try something real quick. I swear I'm not leaving you guys completely. I don't know if that did it. Where is... Well, it's definitely not working, and we don't have the time to figure that out. So we're gonna just do it the old-fashioned way, guys. Let's see if I can get my phone telling me what's going on, because these are not working, and I don't have the time for it. We need to get to scrubbing and disassembling. Of course, now either the app has been updated to a point where... Okay. There we go. I at least figured out how to get the Stream Manager. All right, guys, I am sorry, but can't figure out how to get to it. Anyway, we'll test that out, see what the heck's going wrong there. Probably an update or two went bad, and it's been months. Anyway, we're back, and nothing's going right. But, you know, that's about par of the course. So, let's try and organize here. So, we had a flood. We're cleaning stuff up. Let me do one thing and give you a testament to old tools. Couple things. A, if it's ever chrome plated, like an old Craftsman, it's going to survive a flood just fine. This is my miter saw, and the miter, which are just perfectly fine. We're going to get them out of the way, get them off, because all I really have to do with this is clean it up and oil it a little bit. So we're going to get him out of the way because he don't need to be here. We'll fix him in a bit. We'll figure out what's going on with the bearing. What's going on with... But what I'm really here to teach you guys is how to restore stuff. So, one of the big things, and I'm going to keep repeating this, not sponsored by Woodcraft, but they've sure as hell helped me get all the stuff I need. Come back to me. Okay, good. So, a couple things you're going to need to know how to do. We're going to need a reference 90 degrees. And do I even have a pencil? Of course I don't. Oh dear, can you get me a pencil? If you say so, dear, but yeah, a pencil, one that marks with lead. Like just a wooden pencil. I don't know where mine are at the moment. Thank you. All right. So what we need to do, because I'm this far along, do we have a 90-degree edge, or do we need to even adjust this? And what you do, yep, I can tell right now, this is not 90, well, let me throw this out, because I don't even know if this is 90. I keep forgetting. This was in the flood. Let me get a new piece of plywood that I can trust. But we do need to figure out if we have reference 90s. This is completely new plywood, completely trustable, completely good. And I have too many damn things on this desk. I didn't want to use this, but that's about the only thing I can do. All right. Line it up. And then you flip it. And we're just barely out. Because you do want reference 90s. How's the inside? The inside's almost bang on. How about you? Are you anywhere near 90? Because if I can still trust you, then we're doing good. We got a trustworthy square. This one needs a little bit of fine tuning, so we'll get to that probably on a later date. I'm just glad we have one trusty square. Put that there. All right, so this is something we will fix maybe even today, but right now we got a trusted square. And the things you will need: alcohol for motivation. Tee-hee, tee-hee, tee-hee. You will need some sort of oils, WD-40, 3-in-1, they're both good. you're like me, linseed oil, wax. You're gonna need screwdrivers. You're gonna need buckets of vinegar. And sorry, I'm not paying attention to the chat. Here we go. Let's get back. Oh yeah, Chill Slime is the fiancé. The other, the beautiful, the sane one. That's who I would be talking to randomly. Freefall, good to see you're in. Mecca, good to see you're here too. All right, actually, I'm gonna be out of chat for 5 seconds. We're gonna do this now. Thank you guys so much for helping me out and getting back in. But we're gonna do it this way. All right. So, I was here before. How do I get to it? All right, so Mecca, thank you. Life and Pain, thank you. JFG, thank you. Cross, thank you. Boyd, thank you. Momo, Jacob Jansen, Splitberry Team, Random Tinkerer, Tall Canadian, Woodcraft by Owen, and Kinvolk Customs. Thank you all for helping me out in this time. Like I said, I wasn't asking for donations, but then again, Mecca wasn't allowing me to say no either. So back into the Twitch chat. And I am slowly digging out things. One thing you're really going to need to fix things is a reference flat. And this is Senior Granite Slab 5000. And no, I've not used this granite slab before. I actually had a different slab from Tandy Leatherworks, which is much less expensive. Not as good, but it'll get you there. That's what I used originally. This, on the other hand, mil-spec flat. It's flatter than I would ever be able to make something. So, that's my reference flat. We got sandpaper, and to give you guys one good thing, Cupo slab. Give you guys an idea of what you guys were buying me. That right there. Desiccant pads, because after this, the toolbox is going to have rechargeable desiccant bags in it, so that I can not have to do this again. Sandpaper, anything that kind of just needed it. There were tools that did not survive. Most of my wooden planes did not survive. But here's something I've got to tell you. As many times as you see me take this block of wax and rub it up and down my tools and rub oil on my tools, that's a preventative measure, because this could be much worse. So without any further ado, let's play disassembly. Let's see if I can do anything to make that a little better for you guys. Okay, so now I know front of slab is top down. There we go. Okay. So I thought, you know, I was the guy that started on Twitch. None of you saw me do this the first time, but I bought a bunch of old Stanleys, except for my dad's, and just rehabbed them. So now you guys get to see how exactly to do that. If you have a flood like me, take the wooden handles off immediately. But so the wooden handles should come right off with just a screw. You should be able to just pop your plates off. At that point, you should be able to attack this rear handle. Sorry, I don't understand, Slarty. Or chill. This is flat. This is grade A flat. The one that I used before was just a slab from Tandy that's not certified flat. It never was. Oh, yay. There we go. So you just kind of take these off. And try to remember where everything goes. I've done this so many times that I have no problem with that. Plus, when it was flooded, the first thing we did was I got all the tools out of the basement once we could get to it, because we could not get to the tools. So they were completely flooded. But we got them out of the basement and got them drying and up into my office so that they could stay up there and dry. And I disassembled and oiled them down until I was going to be able to start rehabbing them. So on after you get the handles off and the cap plate off, mine is a standard Bailey, not a bedrock Bailey. So there are these two little screws that hold everything down hard in place. And that allows you to take out the frog. There's a frog keeping screw here, and a lot of people use, yeah, the old one was flat enough. A lot of people use rust removers. I'm an economy kind of guy. Rust removers, like $20 a gallon. When you're doing this much stuff, actually, even my first planes and everything, you don't need rust removers. Tell you the truth, you never need rust removers. Unless that thing is 98% rust, there's no point. White vinegar will do everything for you. And white vinegar is cheap. There's this little metal plate that's held on by a screw back here. What I like to do is make sure as many of these faces are exposed, so that as many of the faces that may or may not have corrosion can be hit by the vinegar to get all of the active rust eaten off. And I do mean eaten. Let's see if I can get a good shot of what this water looks like. Or not water, it's vinegar. I can't see what I threw in here last night. Okay. It's almost black in color because I threw some stuff in here to start the cooking process, because I typically throw these things in overnight, let them just eat everything off, eat all the active rust, and then come back. Now, I know some of you are saying vinegar, but that'll rust it once it hits oxygen. Yes, it could. But the key to that is douse it in water to get the vinegar off, because it is an acid, and then immediately dry it off and oil it. That's all you need. Yes, dear. What I use this for is to flatten and true the bed of the plane. All right, so we're gonna move these over to the side here because this is all plain pieces. That will be thrown in. Not the handles. The handle could stay. The handles are fine. In fact, the handles are in immaculate condition considering they were submerged for 14 hours. Not so with some of the other handles. I can't wait to show you those. All right. Let's start digging out in the goop. Because we got to go. This is what I mean. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see it. That's all stuff that came off in the rust removal process. And that's just me dipping my hand in the water. Dad's number 4. So what you do, take it out. I'm just going to give it a once over. And honestly, just look at it and go, well, shit. There's nothing to scrape off of this one. Rust came pretty much completely off. Douse in water. Douse in water. Douse in water. Woo, smells vinegary all up in here. Because this is quite literally just cleaning all of it out. The blade. What the hell is this? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That's fucking hilarious. Wonder what that's from. Huh. Did not know that. Okay, if you get a new Stanley iron blade, or a Stanley iron for number 4, like I had to for my number 4, they're apparently shellacked. Oops. Bunch of shellac just peeled off of it. Cap iron. More screws. Did I get it all? Gotta feel around here. Look at that streak. All that iron, and a lot of it, you know, like, you gotta remember, I oil my blades and everything, so a lot of it is also just oil lifting off of it and other slimes. Okay, all right. And with that, we let them sit in there for just a second. And we move on to the next learnings bit, because I'm doing several things at once. And I want to at least jam as much in there as humanly possible. So that is how to disassemble a plane. And now that we've got the plane done, go ahead and start the soaking for this plane. Might need to top you off with a little more. Yep, we will. I'll get more in there in a second. Let's teach how to take apart a back saw / saw. So let me see. If you can kind of see here, the handles got ravaged. Well, we're going to reshape them anyways. We're going to make them much more Wesley dynamic. Oh, we're not cleaning the workshop. No, we're fixing tools. But one day, oh, don't worry about it, Cat. You're allowed to give me shit. You're allowed to give me shit. Don't worry about it. So I'm just working our way through disassembling some tools because honestly, when you're doing this much, economy. And I'm just going to start soaking stuff. So and these are my Lynx back saws. We're just taking the saw nuts out, and then we're going to violently remove the blade. And that may sound like a joke to you, but it actually kind of is not. You got to remember, wooden handle soaked for a very long time in water. It's kind of grabbing that blade as hard as it can. So we're going to fix that. And then, I don't even know why I have this out yet, because we're going to be scrubbing stuff here soon. Oh, you forgot about... Yeah, that is kind of a miracle, but I mean, I don't have a leg vise anymore either on this bench, because that had to go. There was no saving it. Unfortunately, saw nuts are kind of a fun deal to do. If you notice, I'm trying to use 2 different screwdrivers to do it. Come on. Of course, the last one doesn't want to play nice. Come on. Free. You know you want freedom. All right. So, honestly, this is probably going to be a very long set of videos or streams. Because we're going to be cleaning the stuff up and then probably reshaping saw handles, because if I'm taking the blades off, I might as well reshape the handles. Okay. Notice, nice and locked in there still. I told you I was going to get violent. There we go. It started sliding. Woo! Get on out there. Most of the rust is going to be back here for me because the blades themselves got fairly waxed regularly, but we are going to reform these handles because why not? And maybe make one like a really dark color, one a really light color. All right, we throw you into the mix. We go, there's not enough in here. Sorry, you guys get to see me bending in all kinds of awkward shapes. And I wasn't lying, this is just white vinegar. The number 5 is just a little bit longer than the number 4. I need to cap it off so that the iron actually does get in there. All right, through the magic of HGTV, we had one already cooking in the oven. All right, let's do that. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay, everything's covered now. We already had one cooking in the oven. What do you know? Put that like that. Woo! Now comes the and now that I think about it, you guys are going to be watching me do just the nastiest of work. I don't know why I thought I'd get to being able to use the granite yet. It's scrubbing time. Scrub pads. This is, professional woodworking one, but Scotch-Brites will do for the heaviest portion. I just have the other ones for when we need to get to polishing. So, all right, get me something to play with. All right, we're gonna do the saw blade first. Whew. Okay, was not expecting it to be this caked in oil and fun. Let's find out what happens here. Do as I say, not as I do. You shouldn't be throwing rags and stuff on the ground. But at this point, what you do, start scrubbing all the junk off. Like I said, white vinegar works miracles. And I realize what happened here. I'd be surprised if what happened here kind of saved my blades. Yes, it looks bad, it looks black, but that's just gunk. If you see, it just does come off. And if you oil your tools as much as I do, that's going to happen when you soak them in something. Looks uglier than sin? That's fine, whatever. All right. Just a quick dip in the vinegar again. And I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the stuff I was worried about with the saw kind of doesn't exist anymore. Because there were black teeth down the entire length of the saw. It's gone. Okay. I'm gonna let that happen. Honestly, we're just going to let that saw soak because the planes were not in that bad of condition. So I think there's just a lot of wax and oil buildup on that. So we're going to see if we can accelerate and go to the number 4. See how you're doing. Now, just so you know, all of them had rust streaks down the sole from the water. Obviously not a rust streak now, like all of that active rust eaten right off by the vinegar. Then you put it in water to get the vinegar off so you don't create flash rust. course, my hands are the nastiest things alive right now. Hey, Cross Select, O'Marley, glad to see you here. We are surviving at the moment. Cleaning all the vinegar and the fun and the gunk off of my planes. Also, vinegar is perfectly safe for the Japanning on planes. It will do absolutely nothing to it. So if you got bad chippy Japanning, like this number 4, it's going to be a very good example for everything that is possibly wrong with a decent plane. Except for being out of flat. I mean, it's not going to be anywhere near out of flat. It will be out of flat, but not like terribly out of flat. Okay, there's that. And we set that aside. It's dry, that's fine. We start grabbing the other stuff. Blub, 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 blub. Okay, let's start with the frog. But you guys have caught me at the cleaning up after a flood phase, kind of fixing my tools, re-gauging them, going through my process here. What's up there, Cat? What's up? Why do we gotta wait a second? Okay, you notice the plane's doing well because I think the saws had a little bit more fun. All right. Because the planes got to stay inside my toolbox. The saws were all hanging up there, basically. If you ever wonder why all my tools have a nice patina to them, it's because I had to do this to it every single time. And my hands are going to be stained for days after doing this. Let's grab all the pieces, all the little pieces. Actually, you guys will probably see me flatten a plane. Yay, I feel good because if I can take you through basically the whole process of a plane, then I don't feel like a shortage, guys. Okay, all the little giblets, which you saw me remove on the number 5. This is the number 4 though. It was pre-soaking. Okay. Now, a lot of this is just me going, all right, we gotta take all this grease and grime off of it. Now I'm not going to sharpen the blade yet. That's going to be like, that's final step, man. What you do is get everything nice and good and mostly dry. And then you absolutely spray the piss out of it with the W of D's of 40. I said, I'm sorry I'm not super active in the chat right now. My audio decided it didn't want to, my TTS didn't want to play in my earbuds, so I got to do this all the old-fashioned way. Hey, Disturbed Child. Glad to see you're back. Slowly working through cleaning things. And honestly, once we get this oiled up, we're going to take another tool apart, because while we've got the vinegar bath right there that is big enough to do it, we need to do the other handsaw. That's just amazing. I never knew that about this, that there was lacquer on this blade. But, all right. All right, all of it has been hit with that. All right. And sorry, I'm keeping it on motion sickness RS today because I'm going to be moving around and doing a bunch of things. Next step, everything has been, on this plane has been cleaned and dried. Rust preventative on every last surface. And I do mean every last surface. Meaning, here's the plane body, right into the thread holes. This is the first thing I do to make sure they get what they need. And then since this one has a very bad Japanning job on it, I make sure to even spray down the Japanning. Every single surface, just to give it that light bit of prevention. Frog, straight up everywhere on it. Because we're not gonna be, I don't think we're gonna have time to tune this guy up. But if we can have a couple sitting there ready to tune up next time, show you how I tune these babies up. But getting them clean is step one. Getting them clean, put together, and rust inhibited. But Wes, that was a brass knob you did. Yes, but there is a possibility that while it's sitting on the steel threads, it could trap moisture. I'd rather put some WD-40
Big,
on it.
ugly, bug-faced, baby-eating O'Brien? Aye.
So we just, every last surface gets WD-40. And this is probably one of those reasons why it's in decent enough shape after a flood, is that when I tuned it up the first time, everything had WD-40. So every single connection had oil in it at some point in time. Ew. Let me do this and grab one of these and go, get these off my hands. Plop. All right. And then for now, we are going to store this baby back together. Executive decision is we're going to tune it up next time on The Price is Right. Oh, did I get a follow here? Jesus, nothing is working. Like, I'm getting no sounds, no nothing. Bright Storm Rising, thank you for the follow. Sorry I didn't catch you as it happened. But, you know, haven't streamed in weeks. There's going to be technical difficulties. Okay. I'm an idiot. Wrong screw. Pull this out, but it does fit. That's even funnier. fits because it's the right screw in the, just holding the wrong thing to it. Oops. All right, so let's see if I can help you guys out here. And like I said, every single hole has WD-40 in it. So this is a travel screw. It helps move the frog in and out. Let me take this knob off because I forgot to get the frog leg in there. The little fried frog legs. Well, yes, but typically I have earbuds in, or not typically, but recently I had gotten it set up where TTS would talk to me in the earbuds and like everything would be there. So I would hear things and be able to talk to people and engage a lot better. But today it didn't want to work, and I will figure out what's wrong with that. All right, now that the little metal hook piece is in, get the little traveler arms out because it's got to go into that little, these little arms have to go into this little recess here. Get up there. Nobody said you could come down. Okay, now you can come down because you got to, there we go. Mechanical devices. But like I said, right now we're just getting it put together. We will fine tune it next week on The Price is Right. Still kind of amazed that there was lacquer on this. I did not know that. And now that I know that, knowing is half the battle. New Stanley blades come lacquered. That makes me sad. For reasons. So right now we're just putting her together. It'll be a long time from now before we can start woodworking again. Okay. You go in here. Let's get these locked in. And then we will tear apart our other big handsaw, and we'll see if I can, I should have no problem servicing the panel saws. The back saws look like they are going to be a cleaning nightmare because of the amount of oil and wax on them. All right, there's that. Like I said, right now we're not looking to have perfectly set up. We're looking to get it put back together after the rust battle that we just gave it. Normally, and what happens is if you leave it in long enough in the vinegar, it will eat the rust right off. And then all you have to do is fine tune it. You just dip it in water, dry it off, rub it down, hit it with oil, and then put it together, fine tune it. That is usually what I do with planes that I inherit. That is way, way too loose. Okay, there. There's actually tension now. Let's see if I can find the nutty do's for this plane. That would be you. Not you. Also not you. I am so confused. Where are you at? Well, we found the back. And I get to show you what happens when you get a little too... Also not you. What the hell? Where did you go? Oh, here you are. There we go. What happens when you get a little too zealous and you put the entire frog assembly on before you put the handle on. Because, oh my, Wesley, how are you going to get the screw in there when the frog assembly? Honestly, this one is the only one I can do it with. You go jack it that way. And like I said, this is the only plane I can do this with. Every other one, that is completely blocked, no matter what you do. But my number 4, I can do this. Nice to know. But, so this is ready for servicing, for making it really nice. But we really don't have time for that. So we put you over to the side, over this way. And we go, what was I gonna do again? Oh yeah, panel saw. I wanted to show you guys. This is what I mean by wax your blades or oil them, all your tools. This has not hit the vinegar yet. Pretty nice. The other one, my rip saw was already in kind of worse condition than this one, but I kind of wanted to show you that you know, if you care for your blades, your tools, it kind of does help in the worst conditions. Because, oh, okay, here's where the the damage is. Yep. All right, the saw nuts on these need to go into the drink. But also because, hey, Wes, we gotta take these blades off. Guess what? Handle's getting reshaped. Because this is not anywhere near as comfy as it could be. And I have rasps. Hey, Jimmy, how you doing? Me, myself, I am super happy to be back at it. Even though all I'm doing right now is tearing apart tools and servicing them. Come on. Probably shouldn't be doing this with super greasy, super oily hands, but meh. Best of plans. All right. As always, tip your waiter. A little bit of rum's not going to hurt anyone. Might hurt the tools though. Come on. Yeah, these nuts are going to have to get dropped into the drink. Didn't realize how bad that they were stuck in there. But like, and I'm gonna keep touting the same thing, that there's not really a reason to buy a professional rust remover when just sitting them in vinegar the same amount of time is gonna do the same thing. You just have to take precautionary steps to make sure the vinegar doesn't flash rust it afterwards. So dipping it in water, and then cleaning it off, shooting it with WD-40. That's really the precautions you need to take. Okay, take the medallion out. And then, these are always kind of hard. Let's see, okay, good. The medallion's easy, I can get my thumb under it. Yep, oh, same one's jammed as last time, eh? Eh? This one jammed last night as well. As well. Okay, it's out. Okay, we had one drop here. Yay, found you. And then, actually, no, you don't. You don't. Or at least I don't. I just soak it in the vinegar. When it's done soaking in the vinegar, you take it through a water bath to get all the vinegar off. That's the point of the water bath. Get the vinegar off. And once the vinegar is off, dry it and oil it. Come on. Come on. You're at least looser than the last one. Although you do bring a good point, baking soda would neutralize the acid. So I believe that is a good idea. I'm not downplaying it. Just, I've always done it the vinegar, water, oil / WD-40. Specifically, I use WD-40 for this part just because it's a displacer, so it helps get the water off of it as well. Come on. Come on. This is always a bit harder when the handles are still a little inflamed with water. Come on. Daddy needs a new pair of shoes. And not holes in his hands. Oh, we're almost there. Almost. Almost. I'm actually surprised. Actually, let me see activity feed here. Oh, well, let me start this way. Okay, nothing new. I actually caught the one follow. We're doing good because I can't hear anything today. Handles off. And this boyo is much less rusty, but it's got the same. Okay, so that's definitely got to be from the linseed wax. Or just the oils in general. It seems to be just saws in general do this, so it's got to be whatever I'm protecting them with. All right, well, can't have this out in the air. Gotta neutralize the acid. Well, I think I figured out how to neutralize the acid and get the gunk off. Sorry about that. Graphic display of water. Still got gunk on it, but a lot less. Also, while I'm thinking about it, of course I just dropped them all in. There. There you are. Okay, there. This was the one that was rusty from get-go. It was a little bit rusty even. Oh, yep, that's exactly how we get that gunk off. Look at this. Oh, so sexy. Wait, are you... Mecca, did you cross the border? I mean... All right. So time for sad news. At some point in time, you might realize I'm not caring too much about this workbench. At some point in time, it's going to have to be replaced. We will resurface it after we're done with all of this fun. But it's going to have to be replaced with the amount of water that it received. There was actually a little bit of mold down this leg. The vise swelled up and trapped moisture there until I could finally break the vise off. I could not remove it, so part of the vise is still stuck there. Just the horizontal. Yeah, look at that. It's looking good. This is also the one that I could only barely make out the Distin logo on it, on the steel. Look at all this oil and gunk and dirt that came off of it. And like I said, this was actually rusty. And by rusty, let me see if I can find something down here, because I didn't bring all my tools down. I kind of wonder if I put the other saw in there, the other big back saw. So, heck, this isn't even all that bad. This is the old Crown back saw. And if you see, let's see, I mean, there's spits of rust in it and stuff like that, but like that one had huge streaks of rust all over it. And the vinegar just kind of cooked it all off. 1 second, this is gonna drive me nuts. But anyway, it's peeing all over the place there, even though I turned it off. But we're gonna need it anyways, so whatever. Give it a second or two, and we'll have round 2 of water. Oh. But do you see how clean this baby is? Right here, all the way up, giant streak of rust right there. Anywhere you see these like dark clouds, that was rust. And now it's just dark gray because it's steel. And what happens is, depending on how much I want to fight it, I can get this all down to nice and, patina shiny. But as long as the active rust is off, that's all I'm looking for. Get the active rust off, dry it off, oil it down, hang it up. Do not put the handles on. For the love of God, do not put the handles on until you verified that it is only oil on the blade. Plus, if I don't put the handles on, it means I break out my rasps and we reshape those handles to be comfy. Because we do have one vice. We still have the Moxon. Bycones be bycones. All right. Well, my rip handsaw is now nice and tighty and clean. I can't tell you how much, guys, I have been just like wanting to get back down here, but we're not even done. Tell you the truth, we're not even done organizing the house and getting everything back in order. But we're at a point where I can at least spend a couple nights a week resetting my tools. All right. And the thing is when you got them sitting in, the only thing is vinegar takes time. Why am I doing it this way? Missed! There we go. Make sure you hit the edge of the tube. That's just a small piece of advice from me because they will flash rust faster than anything. All right, we're gonna hang this up and let the oil just drip on down. Oh, blasphemy. These holes are not big enough to hang up the way I wanted to hang it up. Do not make me put the handle on. Do not. Ha ha ha! You tried. But I am smarter than you. Smarter than the average bear, boo-boo. No, we don't want that dripping on the new plywood either. La 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 la. Honestly, it's oiled, it's good. Let me put this over here where water hasn't been on yet. Dry my hands off. Let me go get the nuts. We'll put the handle back on this one and hang it up. Kind of like I put the wood back on the plane. Look at these permanently stained hands. Okay, rip handle, which when I said we're reforming, look at this clunky beast. We're reforming it. Like this is the absolute worst feeling handle. Not the absolute worst, but dang, it's bad. 3, 4. Okay, that's all of them. Sorry that I'm kind of like swimming through everything here, guys, but gotta do something. And we will later on free the handle again, because like right now I need a way to store these. And it's got oil in it, so we're doing good. We'll free the handle at a later date. And we're gonna reform these handles because they're gonna need it regardless. Because they all have gotten damage. Hey, let the Trekkies be Trekkies. And us Star Wars nerds can be Star Wars nerds. Okay, way cool. How you doing, by the way, man? How you doing? I'm just, like I said, maybe 5 seconds ago, I am just happy and peachy to be back at it. And who knows, maybe in like a month or two, we will have, oh geez, oops, these are in backwards, oops, 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 oops. Luckily, they're not actually screwed on. But they'll all have a little bit of oil on them. Keep them from rusting shut. All right. Well, we'll keep those to just make this part easier. Okay. You're in Greyjoy. Because it's already aligned, so we might as well go, yeah. No! Medallion, get back in there. My big old distant medallion. Okay, it's at least going. That's good. All right, now that we got something in there to keep it aligned, tighten. All right, so in the course of this night, we have cleaned the rust off of one panel saw, one plane, about to be a back saw because we finally figured out the secret ingredient to the secret ingredient sauce. And we're just gonna keep trucking forward. I know, oh, it's only 8:30. Yeah, let's do the back saw, and at a later date we will take the handles back off. And I know you guys are like, yeah, sure, you're gonna take them back off. We know you won't. I'm gonna do it because one, these have been hit with enough unfortunate times that I need to strip the varnish off of them anyways, and if I'm going to strip the varnish off of them, reform them. Come on. This is the one that didn't quite, there we go. How do I get this one out? Yeah. Okay, you went in good. Don't try this at home. I'm a paid professional. Especially don't do it when there's a saw nut underneath. Now we get to find where that shot off to. You know what pays the best? Putting it in correct the first time instead of getting it jammed in backward. There we go. Okay. Back together. It can hang triumphantly on its peg. All right. Now, let's do what we said we were going to do. Get the back saw done. All right, back to the water. You guys are seeing way more of the mess than you needed to see, and I was hoping you wouldn't see. But whatever. Whatever floats your boat. Yeah, it's peeing all over me. Make it stop. Make it stop. 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay. All right, let's see if we can scrub the gunk off of this back saw. If anything, these actually have a big enough hole in them I could, Yeah, there we go. Oh, look at that. And for those who've been here before, some pump will not be interrupting us today. Gonna have to ask the landlord about getting my dedicated outlet again. Basically, while we're streaming, sump pump is disengaged so that we have electricity down here. All right, yep. Cleaning. Okay, this makes me feel really good because like all of the devil spit spots that I thought we had coming right off. And I'm talking pre-vinegar soak. There were some spots where I was like, I may have to grind all the teeth off and resharpen. But it looks like the vinegar just took all that off and got it back down to steel. None of that pure black corroded mess. It's funny, you can still see where I didn't get all the lacquer off when I first got these saws. Still see them right there. That's a good one, Mecca. The circuit cured. He's decently reasonable. Right now he's redoing the whole sump pump in general. So the reason there isn't that outlet is because it's going to be completely redone where it is hardwired into a circuit breaker as opposed to being put into an outlet. This is what I mean, like we're getting down to the good steel. Look at that. That looks like a blade again. Okay, sorry guys, you're gonna have to follow me over here again. All right, actually we're gonna do this real quick. Yeah. See? Well, of course you can't. Never mind. Oh, you can't really see it, but the engraving's there. It's really nice looking still. But you two get a second rinse on this. See if we can get a little bit further through on everything. Heck, if we can get as far as just getting this amount done, hell yeah. And I mean, off screen, I might do the planes the plane we disassembled and the saws that we disassembled. And then, honestly, I'm going to just keep marching forward on a lot of stuff. I'm going to at least keep one plane so that I can go through how I tune up a plane, and one saw so that you can watch me fix the saw and set the blades and everything. You're okay. All right, so once again, this isn't top quality tools, but this is a quality tool. It's a Lynx back saw, you know, not Lee Nielsen, but once again, you just tune them up and they're doing good. Also, I'm going to keep harping on about this, but if you take care of your tools, something like getting flooded can prevent you from having to do too much work or just having to throw them out, because these were basically periodically covered in wax and oil. And as far as I'm concerned, what I'm seeing right now is my work was significantly reduced, and the amount of tools I lost was pretty much cut to almost zero. And now all of my tools have a nice patina to them, even if they're new. Even the Lee Nielsens will now have patina. Pros. All right. And as is tradition, let me get out of the way of the wood. Last thing you want to do is spray the wood with WD-40. This is always the last step I have for restoring WD-40, because it will get the water off. And yes, you know, it looks uglier than sin. You can see oil bubbling up and this, that, and the other. But until I can get to the point of actually using them, covering it up in some sort of true protectant, much better. And like I said, don't be afraid that I'm putting this back on. We are still reshaping handles and coloring handles and doing all of that. Just not today. All right. Thank you for the lurk there, Albatross. We're still going to be reforming it all. Because, I mean, look at these handles. Like, all of the shellac is flaking off. I have a feeling, since the shellac is flaking off, I should be able to sand down and possibly stain these beechwood handles to be different colors, so that I can get like You know, like, did I bring both of them down? Okay, we got a bunch of them in here, cool. Just want to make sure that I don't cut myself short. Okay, they're all in there. I mean, they're flaking off and stuff, and I can start to see some natural beech wood right there on some of it, which means I can strip them down, maybe stain one walnut, maybe stain one cherry, or even, you know, just contrasting colors so that I can tell my rip saw from, so I can tell my true tenon saw from my carcass saw just by looking at the handle and not having to physically look at the blade. And I'm not over tightening these nuts. These nuts. Because, like I said, we're going to be taking the handles right back off at a later date. We are no longer woodworking. We are tool making. That's also possible, Freefall. I could make it candy apple red. Give one a racing stripe. You know, or make them opposing. You know, make one, you know, black with a red racing stripe and one red with a black racing stripe. Okay. I'm not too worried. These handles have been out of the water for 3 weeks, so they're pretty dry at this point. They're just disheveled looking, and I'm not. All right, so that guy can hang up here and drip his oil all over the place, but he is clean. We're getting close to 9 o'clock, but I mean, I kind of want to not have the back saw stuff going on too long. Oh, ooh, yeah, no, let him soak. And there's some stuff I want off of you. How we doing on these? So, like I said, all of them had rust streaks. Like, there's rust streaks right there. And if you notice, I can rub my finger on them and they're getting less. It's because the vinegar is eating and dislodging the rust. And it'll just do it ever so slowly. How's this one doing? Yeah, and this is what I mean by devil's spit. Come on. You see that black edge right there? I was worried that like it was going to be corroded all the way through, but the devil's spit is just peeling right, that stuff's peeling right off. It's not actual devil's spit, which is a term for like straight razors. When you get old straight razors or old steel and it's just honeycombed with corrosion, that's devil's spit. It is a terrible time to play with. Question is, what do I do now? We got about 15 minutes normally left. I could quite possibly start cleaning this guy up. Maybe we could possibly start cleaning this guy off. There's not much rust on it. Spit's coming right off. No, the stuff that right at the handle, that needs to soak. Yeah. We may need to just leave the stuff and let it soak. Okay, you got a Bedrock 608, plan to restore, have a buddy that works in an auto shop. Like what kind of, it has a chip in the side so it's not collectible, but yeah. I mean, if it works, it works. I don't, like, personally, I do not care about collectability of the stuff. For me is, does it work? If it doesn't work, there's no purpose. These are hand tools. I want to use them. Ooh, we got 15 minutes. We got a square out of square. Plus, it's got some rust all over the place on it. So we're going to do a little bit of maintenance on you. See if we can get. Let's at least clean the blade. I know it's not exciting watching me vinegar a blade, but I would like to have this guy back up to normal. Smells immaculately fine. I would like to have my little 4-inch Stanley working again, but we do have one that is square. That's the great news. What we're trying to do is just break the active rust so that we can trap it and get it to the point where we can just oil it down and the corrosion stops. Ah, you still need a lever cap. Wait, you had a buddy flatten it, but there's no lever cap? You have to flatten planes when it's full in tension. It may be bowed at this point. Yeah, you have to, when they're fully assembled, that's when you flatten them. Oh yeah, look at that. The rust is just peeling right off. Yeah, take that. I want my number 4 back, my 4-inch beast back. Oh yeah, handles are a dime a dozen for planes. I don't think you'll have any problem finding a handle for a plane. Good. This rust is coming right off, which means, hey, if we get the rust off of this, then we can also, next time when I'm tuning up saws and tuning up planes, we can tune this up too. Okay, it's okay. It still had a cap on it. Okay. About giving me a heart attack there, boy. I'm gonna have to start arguing with the clouds again. Although I'm probably a youngin' compared to most everyone. Except Boyd. I know I'm physically older than Boyd, which counts for something. Yeah, I was about to say, as long as it's in tension, then you can flatten it. So if you had a cap on it, you're good. All right. All that active rust kind of just fell right off of this. That's good. And with the active rust off, don't worry, I'll clean that up later. Oh no, you're putting water all over your tool. How dare you? Well, I kinda have to. All right. right, so after I get this guy oiled up and ready for round 2, we're gonna have to call it quits tonight because it's getting towards 9 o'clock and work is work. So I gotta, work is more important than me getting my hand tools done. Without work, I don't have money for hand tools. All right. All right. Just in case, get that steel screw as well. All right, well. Hey, Posse News, how you doing? I don't mean to scare you off, it's just, it's getting close to 9, and really with doing nothing but restoration work, like, I can at least show you what we have done. Okay, so, and my process, because I know you are also restoring stuff. This is the number 4. It has been cleaned and reassembled. It's not been tuned up yet. We got this cleaned off. This panel saw and this back saw are clean. We've got planes sitting in this bucket. And a saw sitting in that bucket. We've got a big saw sitting in this lid o' vinegar. Basically, my thought pattern behind all of this stuff is vinegar does the same thing as a rust remover. It will take all the active rust right off of something. Now, you do have to mitigate the fact that vinegar is an acid. Most rust removers are basic. So what I typically do is soak it. While it's fully submerged, all it will do is eat active rust. It will eat the active rust, dislodge it. It'll also take off like oil and everything else. And then you immediately dunk it in water. You may even want to spray it with water because you want to get as much, not as much, you want to get all the vinegar off, all of it. And yeah, spraying iron tools with water sounds like a stupid idea, but you spray it down with water, get it as clean as humanly possible, rub it down with paper towels or rags or whatever you got, get it dry, spray it with WD-40 to make sure that all of the water gets shed off the tool. And basically, the reason we're going through how to restore tools is because I have to. All of my tools, the shop, here, I can even show you because there's a water line here, right to here. That's where the water got to. So right up to here. So now we're restoring. So with the rust off of these, we now can kind of wait till next time. Air compressor, yes. That might be cool. That might actually work. But what we're gonna do next time is start fine tuning. We're gonna take the planes that we got cleaned off. We're gonna flatten the soles. We're gonna tune up the blades. And, make sure that the chip breakers fit correctly. Make sure they're taking wood like they're supposed to. Get nice clean ribbons off of wood. Yeah, everything is progress in the right direction here. We got plenty of stuff. So I've got my granite slab here for flattening the soles of the planes again, and we'll be most likely doing that next time. Walnut shells for media blasting. All right, so with that, I kind of need to start cleaning up. And like I said, we got some tools that are back almost to working condition again. Let's see who is streaming. We got right now, and I'm gonna come over here so that I can search this and look at the chat over here. I mean, flattening souls is all in a good day's work. It's like breaking spirits. Let's see, we got Guitar Show Australia, and then let's go into Makers and Crafters and see if I can find anything else. Also, feel free to suggest anyone. It is Wednesday, so things are always kind of iffy because it's Wednesday night. But I am very glad to be back and working again. Is he not on my, wow. I feel bad because I apparently am not following him. So let's fix that. Let's fix that. Oh, geez. Okay, 1 second. Did you wake up, keyboard? Oh no. Well, let's do it the hard way then. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong. Standing TW. Right, standing TW leather, right? Yeah. Did that work? Okay. Still think it's funny that this will not tell me if the raid is going through. That will. All right. Oh no, how do I click the raid now button if I can't click the button? Oh no, this is not good. Uh-oh, how we do? All right, come on. Come on, mouse, do something. Technical difficulties. Is there any way for you to do it, Mecha? I don't know why my mouse and my keyboard are no longer working. They're not out of power, so I don't understand what's going on. Up, up. Yay, it's working. Okay, sorry guys, sorry guys. There we go.